Top 10 biggest aircrafts in the world. Planes have gone from little and flexible, fueled by propellers, to weighty machines sent off a large number of feet very high by turbofan fly motors in a single 100 years. Yet, which of these design wonders is the biggest airplane at any point assembled? Here, we investigate this and other huge traveler jets, as well as transport airplanes and somebody-off advancements. Number 10, Airbus A330-300. This widebody began flying on November 2, 1992. The airplane can convey between 250 to 440 travelers. Its principal clients are Turkish carriers, Air China, China Eastern Aircrafts, CIAH, China Southern Aircrafts, ZNH, and Cathay Pacific. In 2020, after traveler traffic went down as much as 90% and air freight interest and valuing went up, Airbus presented another freight transformation answer for its A330, which can deal with up to 7.3 lots of cargo. Number 9. Stratolaunch. First on our rundown is the Stratolaunch airplane, with the complete name of the Scaled Composites Model 351 Stratolaunch. This enormous two-fold fuselage plane has the biggest wingspan of any airplane ever, an amazing 117 meters. The nearest behind this was the IN-225 at 88.4 meters. Conveying a rocket, gauging as much as 250 tons, between the fuselages for send off into orbit was planned. A significant part of the innovation, and its 6 motors, depended on the 747-400. The two fuselages are each 73 meters in length, and if you are pondering, the pilots sit in the right-hand cockpit. The left side is unpressurized and utilized only for hardware. There have been deferrals to the program, most quite following the passing of its organizer Paul Allen in 2018. The new proprietor, Cerberus Capital Administration, chose to move the job of the airplane to be a send-off vehicle for reusable hypersonic flight research vehicles. Number 8. Hughes H. for Hercules. The Hughes H. for Hercules was one of the biggest airplanes at any point constructed, yet never moved past the one model adaptation. It is a flying boat transport and was intended for use during World War II. It could convey 750 soldiers or 230-ton M4 tanks. In any case, it didn't get flying until 1947, after the conflict had finished. It has the second biggest wingspan ever, after the Stratolaunch, which we will take a gander at next, at 97.8 meters, and is controlled by 8 Pratt & Whitney motors. To ration metals during the conflict years, it has a wooden fuselage, consequently its moniker of the Tidy Goose. The one model made practice runs however never entered administration. It stays saved and in plain view at the Evergreen Flight and Space Historical Center in Oregon, U.S. Number 7. Boeing Dreamlifter. The Dreamlifter is Boeing's adjusted fuselage carrier. This depends on an extended 747-400 fuselage, with an imaginative tail swing entryway to permit full admittance to the fuselage. It was intended to convey Boeing's 787 sections from providers in Italy and Japan, as well as U.S. areas, to conclusive gathering offices in Washington and South Carolina. The primary Dreamlifter entered administration in 2007, and there is currently an armada of 4. It is an enormous airplane, however, beaten by others concerning insights. For fuselage volume, it arrives behind the Beluga XL. And keeping in mind that it is longer than the Beluga XL and the 747-400, it is beaten by the 747-8. Its 4-motor 747 base offers a lot higher payload than the Beluga XL, however not exactly a portion of that of the IN-225 while it was as yet functional. Number 6. Airbus Beluga XL. The Beluga XL isn't an airplane type yet a change of the Airbus A330. All things considered, some might address whether it ought to show up on such a rundown. Yet, if you treat it, it is one of the biggest airplanes you will see consistently flying. By volume, it is the biggest. It offers a fuselage volume of 209 cubic meters. For correlation, Boeing's Dreamlifter arrives behind at 840 cubic meters. All along, Airbus has parted airplane development north of a few areas. It was framed as a consortium of a few European makers to take on Boeing. Airbus fabricated the Beluga XL and its ancestor Beluga to ship its airplane parts. The Beluga was presented in 1995, given the A300 airframe, and utilized predominantly for A340 development. The Beluga XL, in light of the A330-200, continued in mid-2000. Its more significant size was required for bigger A350 parts. Number 5. Lockheed C-5 World. Continuing with enormous vehicle airplanes, the C-5 system is additionally high up the rundown for size and payload. It is a tactical carrier airplane worked by U.S. maker Lockheed and entered the administration in 1970. It followed other fruitful carriers, like the C-130 Hercules, however, basically should have been greater. At a little more than 75 meters in length, it is greater than both the A380 and the N-124. It can convey a payload of 127 tons and adds in-flight refueling for an immense reach. It stays in dynamic assistance with the U.S. aviation-based armed forces, albeit a few huge vehicle planes have followed it. The Boeing C-17 Globemaster is the main model. It's enormous yet not generally so large as the C-5. Curiously, Lockheed was additionally keen on a significantly bigger substitution. The alleged VLST, exceptionally enormous subsonic vehicle, was proposed during the 1990s but never created. A traveler rendition would have 2 decks and 4 passageways and convey up to 900 travelers. Number 4. Antonov An-124. Sadly, the biggest Antonov airplane functional is at this point not the Antonov An-225 Mriya. Following Russia's intrusion into Ukraine and the besieging of the Gostomel air terminal on the principal day of the conflict, the Ukrainian 6-engine Dream freight Just Fly, or what is left of it, sits among the rubble beyond Kiev. Staying with a similar maker, the An-124 is more modest than the An-225, however is quite possibly the biggest economically evolved vessel. It was sent off in 1982, and 55 airplanes have been fabricated. Until the 747-8 was presented, it was the heaviest economically created airplane. As of August 2022, as indicated by information from aviation.com, 22 An-124 airplanes are presently dynamic. Most are worked by the Russian aviation-based armed forces, and some by Russian freight expert Volga, Dnepr. Ukraine's cargo expert, Antonov Carriers, flies 5 units, and UAE-based Maximus Air Freight has 1. Number 3. Boeing 777-9. As test airplanes are presently flying, it appears to be suitable to incorporate Boeing's forthcoming 777X. The biggest variation, the 777-9, will be the longest traveler airplane at any point sent off, at a little more than 76 meters. What's more, it will offer a run of the mil limit of up to 426, quite close to that of the 747-8. Not at all like the other traveler airplane on this rundown, the 777X is a twin-motor airplane. Furthermore, these new GE9X motors are the biggest and most remarkable business motors at any point constructed, bigger than a 737's fuselage. The 777X will bring another time of extremely high limit, exceptionally effective twins. We are probably not going to see bigger motor business streams again for quite a while. In any case, there could be more improvements around here, as Blast Supersonic as of late planned its impending suggestion as a quad jet. Number 2. Boeing 747-8. The 747 is, obviously, the other extremely huge traveler fly. The most recent 747-8 is the biggest rendition offered, coming in at a little more than 3 meters longer than the A380. However, it has a lower most extreme limit of 605, once more. This is the greatest leave limit. The regular limit is around 450. It likewise has a lot more limited wingspan than the Super Jumbo, 68.4 meters contrasted with 79.95 meters, which has been an advantage as it builds the number of air terminals at which it can work. Until the A380, the 747 was the biggest traveler airplane flying. This has been its trademark since its send-off in 1968. It was created as a team with Dish American World Aviation Routes, Container AM. The carrier had seen a positive outcome with the Boeing 707, and needed to take this further with another airplane over 2 times the size. It was, as a matter of fact, initially arranged with a full-length upper deck. However, this couldn't be made to work with being prerequisites. Number 1. Airbus A380. The A380 is the biggest traveler stream at any point worked by traveler limit, volume, weight, and wingspan. The Boeing 747-8 beats it for length, in any case, as will the impending Boeing 777-9, in fact constructed however not yet in help. It offers the greatest traveler leave limit, of 853, yet carriers work it with a regular limit of 400 to 550 seats. Such a high limit shows a top-notch accomplishment of design. However, sadly, it has not worked out as well as expected, most carriers. The exemption is Emirates, which has made an outcome of the Super Jumbo, with its center point-based model. However, most carriers have battled the ascent in the capacity of the twin-motor airplane and the shift away from the center and tuck tasks for the highlight point harmed the airplane's true capacity. How was the video? Did you enjoy it? Post your feedback in our comments section below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.